In this episode of our Best of season, we are looking at the artful side of food. I'm Cat Neville, and this is Feast TV. In our Best of season, I'm going back through the archives and I'm pulling out some of my favorite segments from throughout the years. And in this particular episode, we are looking at the artful side of food. In fact, our first stop is at the Nelson-Atkins Art Museum in Kansas City, where Ferran Adria had an exhibition. I had a chance to head over there and interview him. Obviously, Ferran Adria is one of the most famous chefs in the entire world. He had El Bulli, which closed a couple of years ago. And throughout this episode, I'm going to be making one of the recipes from his book, The Family Meal, which are very simple recipes. I'm going to be making a fried cod and green pepper sandwich. It's going to be delicious. So before I get started, let's head to Kansas City and meet Chef Adria.
What I love about this exhibition is not only can we think about food, but we also can think about new ways about thinking about almost any topic, and really how he deconstructs things, whether it's gastronomy or dining or a restaurant experience, or even how we think about products, food products, how we think about cooking, and he deconstructs them and then puts them back together in new ways. And I think you can apply that to so many different disciplines.
When people come to see this creative space, what do you want them to take away from it? When they walk away, what do you want them to be thinking or feeling?
Bueno, para hablar de esta exposición hay que poner un contexto. Por ejemplo, la poca información que hay sobre los procesos creativos de cualquier disciplina hasta hace 100-150 años. Esto es muy importante porque si no, uno cree que hay mucha información sobre cómo se ha creado durante la historia. Entonces, en general se conoce mucho el resultado final, es decir, el resultado creativo. Pero ¿cómo se ha hecho? Aparte de poner unos dibujos, bueno, y unas herramientas, bueno, se hacía así. No, me quiero poner en la cabeza del que lo hacía, ¿no? Y esta exposición para el mundo de la gastronomía es muy importante, pues es la primera vez que lo hace. Esta exposición también tiene la importancia de que abre un camino y abre la mente a otras disciplinas de cómo enfocar el proceso creativo a nivel expositivo, ¿no? Es decir, cómo un arquitecto, un diseñador, un pintor muestra su proceso creativo. Esta exposición, como es una exposición vista desde el mundo del arte, es una exposición donde tú tienes que descubrir, donde no se te ayuda mucho, ¿no? Y donde es muy emocional. Es decir, nosotros lo que hacemos a partir de esta experiencia es llevarlo a una parte más, si quieres, divulgativa, experiencial, de investigación.
Part of what you said is that collecting the creative process, it helps to continue to feed the creative process, that you, that throughout your career you've kept all of this information. Did you expect at some point for it to be exhibited, or did you only use it for your own point of reference?
Hasta el año 2011 no hubo ninguna exhibición sobre restaurantes, era impensable. Todo esto nadie lo tenía en la cabeza que esto podía pasar. Y lo increíble es que tenemos 40.000 objetos, documentos, tal, sobre el bulli. Entonces lo estamos ordenando, reordenando, para que la gente pueda comprender el bulli.
you're sparking your creativity in all of these different areas. And it's got to be so exciting to be able to collaborate with people in all different disciplines and see how they can connect and create something totally new.
En la vida, una de las maneras que tenemos de separar a los humanos es los que quieren aprender o lo saben todo. En nuestro caso queremos aprender siempre, ¿no? Y es lo que hacemos. Cuando dialogamos, en esta entrevista, queremos aprender. Entonces no vamos de que lo sabemos todo. Y esto seguimos haciéndolo. ¿Vale? Por ejemplo, en esta entrevista ha habido una idea muy buena de reflexión que ha sido, es verdad que a veces la primera idea es lo que no tienes que hacer. Y esto es muy importante. Si ya estás, te marca todo. Por ejemplo, como lo estamos haciendo tal, así yo no recuerdo haber hecho en las miles de entrevistas que he hecho nunca. Fíjate que he hecho me interesa mucho y seguramente nos vamos a apoderar para hacer algo parecido en el Bully Lab. Entonces, para mí, a nivel de aprender, solo esta cuestión lleva la pena esta entrevista. Te da una visión muy diferente del proceso creativo. Así que a veces tienes que tener la capacidad de lo que no tienes que hacer antes de lo que tienes que hacer.
Absolutely.
También en el proceso creativo es importante darte cuenta de lo que es importante y no es importante para ti.
He invented the idea of a foamed sauce, and now chefs across the entire world are doing it, and it's something that is almost expected.
Exactly, and there's so many things, and in fact, here in Kansas City, I had a salad the other day. It was a smoked salad, and it came in a mason jar, and as I walked into the exhibition this morning, I realized there's the mason jar, and I opened the mason jar, and wood smoke came out, billowing out into my face, and I thought, there's Ferran Adria's influence.
It was so interesting doing that segment because everything, as you can tell, went through his interpreter. And so he would speak at length, and then I would have to turn and look at the interpreter to see what he actually had said. And the interview took a good hour because of the way that it was set up. It was incredible to be able to meet him. So I'm going to get started on this sandwich, which is a very traditional Spanish dish. And throughout this book, there are so many very simple recipes, and I was thinking about making a soup with miso and tofu and clams that was part of the book, but I decided that I wanted to make something that was very traditionally Spanish because that is where Ferran Adria is from. So here's my fish. I'm using cod because traditionally that is what would be used in Spain, but also it fries up really beautifully. It's very flaky, and it's a really nice fish for this kind of an application. So in my pie plate, I'm just going to put 2 eggs. This is just regular all-purpose flour, nothing special about it. And then I have my cod. I'm going to slice the cod into strips. I'm going to just drop the cod into the egg. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on and then coat it in flour. You want to make sure that it's thoroughly covered, but you don't want any excess flour on that fish. One of the tricks when you are frying something that is coated in flour like this is that you want to allow the item to sit for a little while. That way the coating actually adheres much better to the surface. So I'm going to finish breading all of my fish, and while I do, why don't you head with me over to Four Hands Brewing and meet Josh Rowan. He is an incredible photographer, but he also is the artist who does all of the labels and the branding for Four Hands. His work has really made that particular beer brand stand out. So let's take a look at how he approaches his art. We are here in LaSalle Park in St. Louis, and we're going to meet Josh Rowan, the artist who's behind this brand's gorgeous labels. Let's go upstairs.
I got involved with Four Hands about 4 years ago. I had been busy doing graphic design here in the St. Louis area, and one thing that Four Hands was after was somebody with a tattooing background, and I tattooed for 12 years, and that's my complete education for design. Whenever it comes down to these labels, a lot of the beers, they're not ready yet, so I don't get to taste them. I just get told they're fruity, tropical, they're a stout, they're dark and smoky, and we just have to kind of read those notes to develop a label that fits.
So I met Josh probably about 4 to 5 months into the life of Four Hands through Sean B, a local tattoo artist. We were working with him on a project off-site, and he just mentioned Josh and how creative he is and just how he felt like his style could do so much for our brand. And we had a meeting, and we've probably successfully launched 40, 50, maybe 60 labels since then. I think with everything we do, we want to tell a story. The most important part is what's inside the glass, what's inside the bottle, but it allows us to tell the story through the artwork. We spend so much time focusing on the quality of the beer. We want that artwork to match.
I think the labels are super important. There's psychological hints, that comes along with reading a piece of art. And I have to admit, there are times whenever we make things that are so off the wall, we kind of count on there being a reaction in the market, knowing that people will say, I've never seen anything like that before, I have to try it. A lot of the first labels that we did, I started them as like traditional either watercolors or pen and ink approaches, like you do a lot of inside the tattooing world. Whenever it comes to manufacturing a label, there's always going to be this process of taking, something, even if it's hand-drawn, and bringing it into the digital realm. So after a while, just to kind of streamline the process, why not just start drawing it all digitally?
So what are you working on now?
This is Guava King. This is where we're at with Guava King.
So this is hilarious, and it's
pretty funny.
Donkey Kong meets Light Bright?
That's what we were talking about.
So Guava King is a new seasonal that we're bringing out in 2017. It's a spring seasonal in a 16-ounce can, and originally it was called Guava Sessions. And so we're thinking something like bright and vibrant, wanting it to really show guavas in the can. Well, there was an iguana that was maybe going to be a part of that label for a while. We had some pro-iguana, but I was very anti-iguana. And then we ended up with this light, bright, gorilla guava can. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out.
We'd like to think of Four Hands as being art-driven beer around town. So let's make some art, because people want it, and it's fun to do. So in this drawing, it's not going to be anything for a product at all. It's going to be an 18 by 24 limited edition poster.
How many hours would you say you put into just doing maybe one label?
Every single project brings its own different dynamics, and if I had to give an average of how long each label takes, I'd probably say somewhere in between 10 and 12 hours. There's some that come together so much quicker, and there's some that take a whole lot longer.
So why don't you take me through some of your favorites?
Okay.
It's like picking your children, right?
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
You must have just so much fun just sitting down and being like, I'm going to make a peanut butter and chocolate monster coming out of a spoon. This is a pretty good gig.
It's a pretty good gig.
I love Josh for so many reasons. He is not just our artist, he is absolutely a part of our team. But the one thing that is so refreshing about Josh as an artist is that we can really collaborate. And by being able to really have that conversation and working together, I think that we're both able to feel really inspired by what we do.
It's not uncommon just to wander into a bar and see something that you design's on the tap handle and seeing people order it and enjoying it. It's satisfying.
It's not just a label on a shelf.
So as I mentioned before we jumped over to meet Josh, he's an incredible photographer, so look up his work online. He travels the world and his work is truly beautiful. I am going to get started on my cod and my green peppers. This is, again, super duper simple. I'm just gonna take these peppers and put them in oil. I'm gonna cook these until they kind of blister on all four sides, and then I'm going to salt them. I'm using green bell peppers because they were like really, really beautiful peppers. You could also use a poblano or an Italian long sweet pepper. There are a lot of different ways that you can approach this, but I'm going with just straight up green. You can see how it's just starting to blister. I want it to begin to get brown, so this isn't quite where I want it to be yet. The pepper's moving. They're dancing around the pan. It's because its skin is starting to blister. So while I'm blistering these beautiful peppers, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my cod. And the trick with frying is that you don't want your oil too hot or too cold. If it's too hot, it's going to burn, it's gonna cook way too fast on the outside, and you're not gonna cook everything all the way through. If it's too cold, what happens is the oil gets absorbed into the coating. And you don't want that either, because then it's greasy. That's not what we're going for. So this has been preheating for a while. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop in my fish. When you're frying, you want to make sure there's enough room in the pan for each one of the pieces to be very separate, because if you push them too closely together, they're almost in effect going to steam, kind of like when you're trying to pan roast something. You want to make sure there's circulation around each one of the items. When you take this out of the fryer, and you just want to go ahead and put it on some paper towels to absorb all the excess fat, but you want to sprinkle salt on it right away so that salt kind of melts into that hot, crispy exterior. All right. So our first round of cod. I have one more. I'm going to fry up the rest of these guys, and while I'm doing that, let's head over to Augusta, Missouri, and meet the folks at Sam Stang Glass. They are making absolutely beautiful pieces of art for the table.
I'm Sam Stang, and this is Kaiko Mahata, and we're in Augusta Glass Studio in Augusta, Missouri. The work we make here at Augusta Glass is handmade, all our own designs, and a lot of it is using European techniques. I had a studio in St. Louis for 7 years. I wanted to be away from the city, but close enough that I could get there in 45 minutes. And I just really loved Augusta. I love this town, and I thought this was the perfect space for me.
So we're here in Augusta, and the studio is built in, essentially it's an old gas station, right?
An old garage.
So how did the two of you meet?
So Kai started blowing glass in Japan. She was actually a graphic artist for a big corporation for a number of years, and then she found glass and went to a glass school in Japan, came to this country, and she was working in Rochester when we met, and she moved here, and we ended up eventually getting married. Both of us are making very intricate patterned glass, but I think that we're coming about it from different aesthetics. And I think Kai's aesthetic is very feminine, and mine is whatever it is. A lot of my ideas come from basically an evolution of things I've made before. Obviously, I think that's characteristic of most artists. I do think that color, that pattern, that shape are all really important to connect or to integrate, and that's what we both try to do.
Everybody's familiar, obviously, with Venetian glass, but what does it actually mean for it to be a Venetian technique?
Certain techniques were developed mostly in the 1400s, I believe, through the 20th century, really. The way that technique evolved, I think, is that great masters passed on to other great masters, and it's been this evolution for centuries, really. The way Kai works is sort of Japanese technique in a way, but using a lot of Venetian technique, and probably a lot of things that she's picked up from me since. And mine is a real conglomeration of what I sort of figured out on my own and what I've learned from working with Venetian master and some Swedish masters and other Americans even. So right now, Kai has made a small, I'm going to call it a wheel, on the end of her blowpipe that is the necessary diameter to roll these rods up around the outsides. Right now, Eric is heating the pastorelli in order to fuse the rods together, and Kaiko is going to roll those rods up around that wheel and basically create a cylinder out of those individual rods.
So what attracted you to glass as opposed to another craft?
Certainly the fire aspect, you know, I think that's what most glass blowers are initially attracted to. But just the fact that it was possible to create something that was so translucent, transparent, colorful, smooth. I'm always thinking about new combinations or new patterns or new forms. Quite often I'll make something and feel like it's just a complete failure, or it's something that I'm just not really willing to pursue. So it's almost a shotgun approach sometimes, where I feel like I have to try a lot of different things to find the thing that I really feel is successful. A little bit of sleight of hand, you know.
It's really cool.
Maybe we should walk in the gallery and show you some things. Using this technique is sort of unlimited as far as what you can achieve. And these are all just playing around, just examples.
Playing around, sure. Surrounding yourself with items that are handmade and well considered, it can bring so much joy into just your everyday experience.
That there's not another one in the world that's really truly identical. I think that has great value.
Being able to watch a glassmaker at work is just incredible. Being able to be in that space with that raging fire and to see what they're able to turn just those molten blobs into. In fact, right over my shoulder, there is a bright blue pitcher that is from Sam Stang Glass. It is wonderful. Okay, I'm going to finish everything up. I have my cod lightly fried over here and my green peppers. Next, I'm just going to slice up some bread and pop it underneath the broiler to give it a good toast. At this point, it couldn't be more simple. You just take your slice of bread, generously add a layer of mayonnaise. Then we're gonna go ahead and slice up this pepper. You want a little taste of Ferran Adria's cooking? Look no further than cod with roasted green peppers and mayonnaise. If you're looking for the recipe, it will be up on feastmagazine.com in the Feast TV recipe section. Thank you very much for joining me in this Best of Season episode, and I will see you next time.